Hello friend, and welcome back to this episode, or welcome to this episode of Toddle In, where we toddle off to Armstrong, British Columbia. It's our Memorial weekend, not a national holiday in Canada, but it's a weekend where a bunch of us get together in remembrance of friends that we have lost over the past several years who have moved on to their eternal home. So we'd like to take you with us on this journey as we leave our home here in Langley, British Columbia, and we will be heading up to Armstrong. Our travels to Armstrong will take us east toward Hope, right at the edge of the mountains from Langley, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from our home when we're pulling our Grand Design Reflection. And from Hope, we'll be taking Highway 5 into Merritt, British Columbia, then on to Kamloops, and then from Kamloops it's about an hour and a half to Armstrong, and we'll be on Highway 97C. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to pass some beautiful countryside, the gorgeous mountains, and we will take you right up to the Surrey summit on the Coquihalla Highway, also known as the Highway to Hell. We'll spend the weekend up at Marianne's farm. Harold and Marianne are dear friends, and several years ago Marianne's brother John passed away, so it was decided that we should get together up at the farm to celebrate the lives of our friends. Shortly after that, our friend Marinus passed away, and earlier this January Marianne's faithful husband Harold went on to his eternal home, and it'll be a tough weekend for Marianne, but we're going up there and we're going to celebrate the lives of these dear friends who have moved on. And so welcome to Toddle In as we toddle along the roads and the highways and look for some roadside stories to share with you here on Toddle In.
Come along for an adventure. Feel the smiles on our faces. Roadside stories in an RV, making memories along the way. Toddle in, toddle in, toddle in.
We're traveling through the mountains of British Columbia, and we are on our way. We're going to toddle into Armstrong, British Columbia, and we are just outside of Hope.
Just getting into Hope.
So Hope is a small community alongside the Fraser River on the Trans-Canada Highway, and at Hope we'll take number 5. We're currently on number 1, heading to Armstrong in the interior of BC. It's not far from Vernon, Kelowna, that area of the Okanagan. But we'll take 5, the Coquihalla Highway, also known as the Highway to Hell. Kamloops, another major center in British Columbia in the interior, and we're going to have a quick stop in Merritt for fuel and stretch our legs and maybe a snack, and then we'll be back back on the road. So we are now in Merritt, which took about 2.5 hours from Langley heading east. And we are still on the Coquihalla. But welcome to Merritt. We are on the outskirts, nearing the city limits of Kamloops. And we go through Kamloops on our way to Armstrong. Kamloops has a very dry climate and almost desert-like conditions. In fact, if you're a fan of snakes, rattlesnakes, you'll find them around Kamloops. But ranching, logging, and what else is there around Kamloops? Farming. Farming and ranching, fishing. It's a large center, and it's
also where the Fraser and the Thompson rivers meet.
Oh, the mighty Fraser River and the Thompson?
Yep.
Okay. So it's a slow ride into Kamloops, where I know the GoPro doesn't show it, but we're actually on a glide path heading down. If you just heard the truck kick into a lower gear, I've got the exhaust brake on, but we're going to go through Kamloops, as I mentioned, and then we're on our way. 97C will take us off the Trans-Canada. Here in Kamloops, we hook back up with the Trans-Canada. We're on Highway 5, and then we hook back up with the Trans-Canada, and we take the Trans-Canada to 97, which will take us into Armstrong.
Maybe mom and dad were right when they told me this wouldn't be nothing. Maybe Maybe I should take their advice, go get a life, or maybe get a job or something. Pack it up and head back home, tell everybody I was bluffing. Or maybe I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like.
It's Saturday, June the 19th, 2021, and we are set up. We've reached our destination here in Armstrong, British Columbia. We're about 15 minutes outside of Armstrong, surrounded by these beautiful mountains. And we're at our dear friend Mary Ann's farm, visiting her for the weekend, and along with some other friends who have joined the gathering this weekend. It's an annual event where we come up to remember those friends who we've lost over the past few years. We get together, we recall the smiles they brought to our faces and the many memories of them that we share. And it's the Father Day weekend, tomorrow being Father's Day, and it's a beautiful location. We bring the trailer up, we spend the weekend together, and then we head back to Langley. But it is so peaceful and so quiet here that Mary Ann has just a gorgeous piece of property, as I mentioned, kind of tucked in between the mountains. And we're at a good elevation, even though you can see the mountains, that she has such a beautiful farm with the landscaping and her home and everything. So we'll be heading back to Langley on Sunday, tomorrow, Father's Day actually, and we'll be heading back into Kamloops, going down the Coquihalla Highway, which is number 5, and then onto the Trans-Canada, which will take us right into the Fraser Valley and then back into Langley. So, what's the secret in making a good barbecued burger?
Make sure it's cooked.
How do you know when it's cooked?
I just stick my finger on it.
Oh, well, make sure that's not the one I get, okay?
This one right there.
Yes. Oh, lovely. Lovely.
It's, I don't know, you get the feel, eh?
So you being a former meat manager at a well-known Canadian supermarket, I guess you're used to flipping burgers and meat. And
Well, no, I just cut it. I don't always cook it.
those are pretty thick pork chops, eh?
Oh, man, these things are huge.
Huge.
Nice rib ends, too, eh?
What kind of burgers are those? How come they're so white?
This is chicken, and
Oh,
that's beef.
oh, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth in one or two of those.
Yeah, me too. This one here, I need to
Pork chops on the barbecue. As they say,
And they're
in-
smoked. And they're smoked.
smoked. And as they say down in Aussie land,
They say
chops on the Barbie, or what is it?
cheerio.
Cheerio, mate.
Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. My brand new car. My brand new car. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. My brand new car. My brand new car. Gonna show you how the shifter feels, 'cause tonight is the night that we make it real. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. My brand new car. My brand new car. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. You better hold on to the leather and thread, 'cause we're gonna take off like a thoroughbred. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. Look at the stars, know they're shining bright. The moon is full, so it's a perfect night. Give me a kiss and close the door.
When I was looking, it had to be a Ford. And so this is a 5-liter Ford.
Holy smoke.
It's a Coyote motor.
Look at that.
And then they put the electric fan up front.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's modernized.
And I apologize for all this. Last night when I got here, I left it at my sister. She's ready to run it. And I hosed it off at the car wash. And then I parked it in. Whatever they had in the water.
Looks like maybe a little Celsius.
Yeah. So then I brought it back to the guy this morning. And I said, well, he says, you didn't use the rinse free. I says, good, that'll give me something to do. So he used his card, plugged it in. And I said, whatever you got for pressure there, you got to stand back 4 feet. Anywhere near that. Just let it down.
Yeah.
As it turned out, he put this rinse free on there, but I wound up drying the complete car.
Yeah.
But underneath here, this is the way the whole car was. It was just-
Okay. Really, hey?
oh, it's horrible, horrible. I think I still have a few spots on the lights here.
Yeah.
It's like a silicate or something.
Well, once they're on, they ain't that easy to get off, right? When they
Well,
dry down.
what I wind up doing is I have some, but I've used a terry towel with Windex.
Yeah.
Spray Windex on it and then take them off.
Okay, that'll take it off.
Yeah. But about the car, again, I'm not sure about this model, but most models, you can just write a check and get a fiberglass kit.
Oh,
If you have a problem with this fender or this, you get fiberglass.
okay.
This is all
Steel?
Henry Ford steel. To the car, there's only 6 items that aren't original to the car. For example, one of them is one of these things, is an aftermarket.
Okay.
Other than that, it's original.
all original
All
stuff, eh?
1936. Yeah. So the radiator's a Walker. It's a 4 rad. Motor's a 5-liter, but basically, other than the front clip, which is Mustang 2, from here back underneath. And when I say that, just take a look at that back tire. It's slanted.
Yeah.
The motor and the suspension is all a 92 Thunderbird.
Nope. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's all, that's why you see here, it's independent, right?
Okay.
And this model here is called the Thistleback. And that's what they call this. But in car terms, it's called a humpback. And there's a trunk in here. So the models that they had, this they call a slantback, which used to come down like this. Right?
Okay.
They have the trunk. This one's a little rare because it's got the trunk. Some of the things, for example, so it's got a spare tire, but it's got 17-inch Mustang Ford rims on it. So what good is this spare, right?
Well, look.
So it's a, not original, of course not, but it's a 1936 rubber on here tire. Cut out the center of the rim and put a bolt pattern in for there. And then this is a hubcap on there, but it's got hinges and it's got a key in it.
will be.
And it's magnetic right here. That.
On the dance floor at Chelsea's bar.
That's the little things.
I should have turned her away, but I was out of sea. I was firing, she was gasoline. But we were both sad and lonely after what death had done. But like rattlesnakes kicked across the ground. Our true loves were dead, and our hearts were full of grief. I was firing, she was gasoline, good God. I was firing, she was gasoline. But we helped each other out, Lord, to ease some of the pain. Best friends and lovers most of the time. But I would go mad when she would turn mean. I was firing, she was gasoline. Yeah, I was firing, she was gasoline. Times as I threw her out. Should we stay together or apart? But it's hard to be alone and the future to see. I was firing, she was gasoline. But when we got locked up in the Chester County Jail, we both knew it was too far out of hand. Staring at 5 years in the penitentiary, I was firing, she was gasoline. Good God, too much fire and too much gasoline. Well, we cleaned that mess up, we made amends the best we could, but we could not be together anymore. I can't say that I don't miss you, but we gotta let it be. I'm still firing, you're still gasoline. Yeah, I was firing, you was gasoline. I was firing, you was gasoline. I was firing, she was gasoline.
So one of the things, I've had it for a little while now, but it didn't come with an audio and this wasn't finished underneath here. So what I did is I brought it to an audio place and I said to them, I want some noise, and I says, I get it, you want to show off what you put in this car.
Yeah.
The first statement is, I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I do not want to see it. I want to hear it. So they finished all this off. There's a tweeter right here. There's a speaker right here. And there's a subwoofer and Bluetooth and all that crap that I don't know is underneath the back seat.
Looking on the city lights, flashing bright in my eyes. Look up to the sky and I got this relief inside. Then there's no need to hide. I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in the
Well, she says, fine. That means I can buy lots of dresses. I said, you can buy lots of dresses.
Far away, far away, far away. I could get along, could be a different man. Looking on the city lights, flashing bright in my eyes. Look up to the sky and I got this relief inside. Then there's no need to hide. I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I've been enough. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me. Oh, I need to know how I can make up. Not afraid to fall. A parachute behind me. It's a clean slate. Got a reason. The horizon is closer than it was. I will be there if you need me. I believe that we can grow. It's a clean slate. Got a reason. The horizon is closer than it was. I will be there if you need me. I believe that we can grow.
Put it on the trailer and you pull it behind your pickup and you can drive it. Well, but I didn't want a Chev motor. It took me a while to find it, but I found it, and I actually found it right here in Coldstream.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
So how much, like, how many cubic inches is that motor then?
302.
302? The old 302.
Yeah, 5 liter. Went from the 289 to the 302.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey Norm,
Yes.
would you call that a resto mod? Is that the correct modified?
Modified.
Okay.
Yeah, that's with the modified. You can get the collector plate, take pictures, this and that. Yeah.
She is absolutely stunning in every respect.
Thank you.
I like the way that the old is blended with the new. The running gear means reliability.
You know, and in my opinion, we didn't cease with tires. We even put Michelin tires on this. A lot of times, that's just me. Michelin's, Pirellis. You don't stop. When you own something like this, or you're going to do something, then that's just what you do, right?
Hey Norm, thank you kindly.
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah, beauty.
Okay, what is it with that flag?
It's one of Canada's largest Canadian flags, and it's sitting on a gypsum mine on Gyp Mountain in Falkland, which has a population of about 600 and reminds you of the 1960s.
Down on Columbus Avenue. Down in the city, there's a place that never sleeps. You can see it all up past 57th Street. Music is hot. Come along for an adventure. Feel the smiles on our faces. Roadside stories in an RV, making memories along the way. Toddle In.